So the monitor is in there. I've got to figure out how to get it out. Let's do that. Oh my God, we're there, lads.
A few moments later.
Okay, so first, let's get into the box of this thing. Obviously down there, we can see 2560 by 2880, 28-inch display. Well, it's 27.6 inch is really. Nano IPS, USB Type-C, and in here we have the monitor, and we also have the monitor stand, the ergo stand. Let's cut it open. Right, so we have our stand. Let's get it mounted to the desk so that then we can mount the monitor, of course. There's a lot of plastic wrapping and stuff on it. This is going to be interesting though, I'm not gonna lie. This is going to be a very interesting monitor that I've been looking forward to trying out. So the mount does come with sort of like a rubber pad here, and then the sort of underside, the bit that clamps onto the desk, also has a little bit of rubber on it as well, which is good because you want some protection, of course. Don't want to be damaging your desk. Right, so we have it mounted, and on the back we also have some cable management. So there is a cover in the box, and the cover will go over it. So all of the cables can go in here, can be hidden away, which is nice. And then obviously we have this swivelly thingamajiggy for the monitor itself. Oh, I just realized I might actually have to, yeah, maybe I should move it over. Right, so before I get into actually mounting the monitor, I wanted to go through what's in the box. So of course, lots of documentation and stuff. We have the cover that goes on top of here. So that cover will go on top of there. We have HDMI cable. We have a USB-C to USB-C cable for a one cable setup. We have a USB hub cable. So yeah, there is a built-in hub in the monitor. We have a power extension cable, and then we have the power brick. Interestingly, this monitor is silly light. It's ridiculously light. I'm surprised really. Almost feels cheap, but I'm sure it's not. It's just, yeah, it's just a really light monitor. Wow. There we are. That does look funny. Hello. Yeah, this arm is actually great. There is a lot of movement in this arm. You can get the monitor how you like, pretty much. There is a lot of movement in it. If we rotate it around, oh, it goes all the way around. Oh, okay. That's pretty neat. Yeah, you could have it at any angle you like. Of course, I mean, actually, this is a really good angle for me to show you the stand itself. So you can, of course, adjust the angle of it, the tilting of it even. You can adjust the height. That's as low as it will go. That's as high as it will go. To be honest, I don't think you're going to need to move this monitor up and down much, mainly because of the design of it anyway. But I really like this mount. This mount is pretty damn good. All the movement in it is insane. Yeah, there's a lot of movement in it. So you can get it just the way you like. And I think, oh yes, so there is, I look so silly. There is an Allen key hole here, which I assume is used to tighten up the mount itself. So if you want it to be stiffer or looser, you can put that in there. That's what she said. Lovely. Oh, it makes a sound when it turns on. This display, I think it can do 96 watts of power. So if you have a MacBook and you want to charge it, you get 96 watts of power, which is plenty of power for most MacBooks, unless I think you're using the 16-inch MacBook Pro at full pelt with an M1 Max chip and you need 140 watts, but I think most people will be fine. Oh, there we are. We're live. We're ready to go. That was pretty good, actually. The colors on it, I'm trying to see actually, the colors on it are actually very good. Like they look really nice. Even my gradient wallpaper looks awesome. Like that looks pretty sick. All right, let's log in, shall we? Okay, so we now have a different camera angle so you can see the display, see everything that's going on. So I have my MacBook Pro 14-inch connected up to it just via one USB-C cable, and that is charging the MacBook and also powering the display. You can adjust the display, or you can have it at default. So it's 2560 by 2880 right now. You can have high dynamic range on or off. I'm gonna switch it off for now. rotation, you can of course also change the rotation, because the screen can actually be rotated. So I mean, I'm not sure why you'd want to use it in this position, considering you have the bottom bezel here. I feel like it just doesn't look, well, the bottom sort of chin, I don't think it looks right exactly. But the bezels themselves, I just forgot to say, like the bezels themselves are actually not too bad. Like obviously they're not the thinnest things in the world, but when you look at my MacBook bezels, it's only just a bit thicker than the MacBook bezels, and I feel like the MacBook bezels are already pretty good. It looks absurd, I'll be honest, it looks absurd, but in a good way, because it's almost like there's so much room for activities. Like it looks pretty incredible. So let's look at the actual menu options that you get. When you click the button down, there is a little sort of nipple thing here. You can of course change the input, the settings, PBB. So PBB this is pretty cool. So you can have it set up so that you have two displays showing at the same time on this display. So if I, for example, choose the split display, like so, it takes a few seconds to load up, but once it's loaded, come on, there we go. So you can see I have my MacBook display up here, which is pretty good, but then I can have like my PS5 or Xbox or another PC or computer connected here. Let's go back into the settings. Obviously we have the input, we're on USB-C, we have settings. In here we can change, we have auto brightness, which is really nice to see. That's not something you see often at all. So if I choose auto brightness, yeah, it's already put the brightness up to 100%. Bit too bright because obviously I'm recording the video, so I actually need it to be lower so that it's not too bright on the camera. We'll bring it down to like 20%, there we go. Contrast, volume, color temperature, you can select your own, warm, medium, cool. I'm just going to leave it on the custom it was. PBB, no, we won't mess around with that. USB selection, because it has a built-in hub, you can choose what it's using for the USB hub selection, what it's going to control. The input, so you can change the aspect ratio, auto input switching, cool. Picture mode, you have a bunch of different picture modes here. So we have custom, vivid, HDR effect, I'm not sure why you'd use that, reader, cinema, sRGB, DCI-P3, FPS, first person shooters I assume, color weakness, allows people seeing, okay, so for people who, I guess, I don't know what the right terminology is, but you know, people who can't distinguish between, colorblind maybe that's the word I'm looking for, I'm not exactly sure. Picture adjust, we have super resolution, increase the sharpness of low resolution pictures, that's pretty good. Game adjust, response time fast, a black stabilizer as well. Color adjust, so you can adjust the color temperature, red, green, blue. Picture reset, and it has speakers built in. I did not know that. That could be quite handy. And then general settings, just a bunch of options here. The menu is actually nice and quick as well. We can see we have 2560 by 2880 at 60 Hertz right now. Because this isn't supposed to be a Retina display, the text and stuff isn't as sharp as it is on my MacBook display, but I think for the type of person that's buying this monitor, I don't think they're actually going to care. Because clearly, from looking at LG's product website, this is targeted at people who are looking to have, for productivity, spreadsheets, coding, anything that requires a lot of data on the screen. LG definitely seems to be sort of targeting that market with it. I could see this being useful, for example, like for Twitter. You know, I could have Twitter on one side, I could have another feed on the other, or maybe I could set it up so that I have two screens. So I have the one screen up here, one screen down here, and then I have my other screen, my main screen. Because I could see this being like a side screen, maybe a side screen in my gaming setup or something. You know, I could maybe be using my main display as my display for gaming, and then I could use this for managing a stream or managing my social media or whatever else whilst I'm doing my stream. So yeah, this could actually be really good for web design. So here I have Webflow open, and I'm currently designing and making Ali's Creatorpreneur website. This would be awesome. This would make making websites a lot easier. I can see, all the sections. I have enough room, like there's still enough room for me to fit the website in, but also have access to the sidebar to make any adjustments, have access to the sections of the website up here. Oh, this is actually really good. This is better than I expected. So here we have Visual Studio Code open. So yeah, as a coding monitor, this would be insane. So I could have two files open here, one on the left, one on the right. I could have my CSS here. So, you know, I have all my CSS, and then I have my PHP or HTML, whatever you work with. And I can code it all here, but then I could actually see my edits and see my changes on my main screen. That would work really, really well. I think that's definitely a good use case for this monitor. So if we look at LG's website for the monitor itself, you can see instantly they have like a video editor here with I guess like a big screen of the video that you're editing. It looks like they're using Premiere, but I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, you can rotate it and stuff. Nano IPS display. Again, we can see here on this one, they have some bar charts and everything. Designers as well, I guess, could use it. Yeah, office, you can see they have like office worker, for designer, for creator and streamer. So here we have Blender open. So I could actually just, yes, this is awesome. So I can have access to my whole scene, pretty much all the objects in my scene. I can have access to the sort of material editor, node editor, whatever it is. Let me change this to, yeah, I'll keep this on object mode, and then I could also actually render it so I can see what I'm rendering whilst I'm working, and it just gives me a lot of room actually. This is awesome. I could see myself using this for Blender for 3D rendering. So yeah, I just like put this together because I just thought, hey, I really like the WWDC art from like 2018. I thought I'd make my own. Yeah, you can see WWDC 69. Nice, and I can see like my scene up here and then see how it's being rendered down here. Yeah, that's pretty good. How about Figma? Let's get Figma up. Yeah, this would be pretty awesome. So I can have the website here. This is at 100% as well. So it's not like it's being scaled down or anything. This is at 100%. I have enough room on either side. I have all my layers up there in the top left. I can have access to layer editing or anything on the right. Yeah, for designers, this could work as well for web design, if you're someone who designs in like Figma or something. So one thing I actually haven't commented on is the design of it. I mean, I think the design is okay. It's not anything that's amazing, but it's clearly meant to just be quite simple and minimal, you could say. The chin on the bottom isn't that thick. I mean, there is a chin, it is still there. I think the bezels, like I mentioned earlier, they're pretty thin, but they're not the thinnest in the world. And when it comes to the actual thickness of the monitor itself, yeah, it's not the thinnest thing in the world, but it's also not the thickest thing in the world. So yeah, sort of just average, I guess. Just bang average, which isn't a bad thing. This is clearly not meant to be a super aesthetically pleasing monitor. This is just meant to be a productivity monitor that you use for work, and that's clearly who LG are targeting with this monitor. I think it's pretty awesome. I think it's pretty clever what they've done here, and I like it. I am actually going to try using it at home with my gaming setup. I might also use it for my work setup, but before I end this video, I want to see if I can connect up my PS5, have the PS5 here, and then have my MacBook up there. So let's do that. Okay, so we have the PS5 connected up. We have the MacBook connected up as well. Let's give it a shot, see what it looks like. It works. Works as expected. The resolution isn't the highest thing in the world, and it is only a 60 Hz panel, so I mean, I'm not really sure it's really designed for gaming. But if you're a casual gamer who plays on PlayStation and you're not into sort of first-person shooters, you don't need 120 Hz. This will work. I mean, the input response I think is good enough, to be honest, for especially a game like this where you're not playing first-person shooters. And like the colors actually look really good. Like everything's really clear. Right, so that's it. The LG DualUp, one of the craziest monitors I've ever tried. It's just a pretty crazy monitor. And I can see the use case for it. I can see the market for it. For someone who's looking for a productivity monitor, coding, designing, developing, whatever it is, 3D editing, maybe you just want a display where you want to have two things going at once like I have here. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. For the price as well, I actually think it's pretty good. It's £550. I'll put up however much it is in dollars on the screen as well. But I think for that price, considering the target market and the type of person who's going to buy this, I think is pretty reasonable. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe for more.